everybody, I'm back again with another book and a white tree because the book we're reading this time is The Mitten. And it's adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett. It's actually an old folktale, but Jan Brett came up with this format and she came up with some really cool illustrations that we're going to take a look at. And I'm dressed all cozy with my tree because it's winter time. We haven't gotten any snow yet in our area, but maybe soon. Let's take a look at The Mitten. And of course I have my trusty whiteboard to help me out. So we're gonna look at some props too. Once there was a boy named Nicky. There he is here, very happy, who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. Let's just take a minute to just look at the illustration. Think about what you see. Something very interesting about this book is this mitten will give you a hint of what's to come. So keep your eyes on that one. At first, grandmother Baba did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens. And finally, Baba made them. There he is, bringing her the yarn. She said, okay, fine. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see that you're safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you have your snow white mittens. So she told him, I'm pretty sure you're gonna lose these, so you better not. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long till one of his mittens dropped and was left in the white snow. It's hard to see, and that's kind of the point, right? All right, so what's to come? There's the mitten. He left it to climb a tree. His hands are getting cold for sure. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. The mole discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided he'd stay a while. And look what's to come. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It's so white and beautiful. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. The mole didn't think there was room enough for the both of them, but he saw the rabbit's big old kickers, kick, 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 and he scooched over. All right, look at what's to come. Next, a hedgehog came shuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. So scooch over, everybody. The mole and the rabbit bristled and jostled. They said, ooh. But not being ones to argue with somebody who prickled, they let him in. They didn't want quills. What's to come? As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, there he is, back in the mitten. A big owl, attracted by the commotion. Whoo! There's that beautiful owl. Swooped down. When he decided to move into the mitten, the rabbit, the mole, and the hedgehog all grumbled. But when they saw the owl's gleamy talons, they let him in. They did not want to get scratched. Let's look what's to come. He's hiding, but you can kind of see him down there. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. He said, what's going on over here? The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were all not pleased. He said, scooch over. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. They saw his diggers and they were like, ooh, I don't want to get on the wrong side of that. I guess you can squeeze into the mitten. All right, look at what's to come. And on this side, who do we see? What do you think he's looking for? It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in, wiggles his way in. We'll get him in there. Wiggles his way in. There he goes. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the badger saw his pointy teeth, they let him in. They did not want a bite taken out of them. There's Nicky. What's he up to? Ooh, who's watching him? Could it be this guy? A great bear lumbered by. Boof. He's a beefy guy. He spied the mitten, all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. Let me in, I'm cold. There we go. Here's our animals so far. The bear barely wedged in there because he's very big and can't fit very well. Okay, let's keep going. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be. But what animal would argue with a bear? Not me. The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged to many times its size. Started like this, and then it went 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, bear times. But Baba's good knitting held fast. She used enough yarn in those to make them extra warm and extra big when a bear comes along. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. Just a little mouse. She wriggled into the one space left, and she made herself comfortable on top of the bear's nose. So we're gonna put her right there. Let's take a look. That is our huge mitten. That's a lot of animals to be in one mitten. Whoa. Now what do you think is gonna happen? Let's take a look at the next mitten and see what do you think. I don't know. There's Nicky. What did it look like he found? The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Oh no, what happened? The force of the sneeze shot the mitten into the sky, whoosh, and scattered the animals in all directions. That was a very powerful sneeze. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten, silhouetted against the blue sky. A silhouette is like a shadow against light. You couldn't necessarily see what it was, so that would be a silhouette. Keep your eyes on the mitten. I think that that's just where the animals are now, stuck a little in the snow after that bear's big sneeze. But Bear's running away. He's okay. As he ran to catch his snow white mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First, she looked to see that he was safe and sound. Then, she saw that he still had his 2 white mittens. 1, 2. The end. And now let's take a look at this picture. Could he still wear that, you think? Well, she asked him to bring his mittens home. She didn't ask him to bring them home the same size. The moral of the mitten is don't leave your snow clothes out in the snow because you never know when a bear will climb inside them and stretch them out and you can't wear them anymore. And I think that that's sound advice that we all need to take. I won't be dropping any mittens in the snow anytime soon. All right, everybody, that was the mitten. I will upload another Spiderwick very soon, and I will continue with these. I might reread some stuff we've already read this year just because I have the story props ready, but I also have a lot of other ideas. When we get a little bit closer to the holidays, I'll read some holiday-themed books. For now, I'm doing like kind of winter more than anything. So I will see you soon. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Wash your hands. Be kind to others. Be kind to yourself. All right. I will see you guys later. Take care. I will see you soon at school when you come back. All right. Mwah. See you later. Love ya.